What's going on, guys? Now, before I get into the bulk of this video, if you do want to pick up a copy of Cricket Coach 2014 for yourself, you can use the links in my description for an exclusive 10% discount. Today, back in with some more Sussex career mode, Sussex Sharks, and I am really enjoying it, really liking it. It is a lot of fun. So the first game that we played that you guys saw, simulated through, we just saw the first innings. It actually turned out that we ended up losing that game, even though Ed Joyce scored quite a few runs. I think we ended up losing by about 40 in the end. Just couldn't really, I guess, get the runs in the second innings. And, well, of course that's why we lost. But even in the first innings, I think we were only about 10 behind and just couldn't really get those wickets, which was a little bit of a shame. And but today we do welcome back quite a few, I guess, experienced players. So we welcome back the guy who a lot of guys were saying, which I think is Magoffin. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, but he's back, which is good. Ed Joyce is in good form. We've got Luke Wright back, who's batting at the top of the order for me, and Matt Pryor is back as well. So we actually have a specialist keeper in the side, which is always good, because I think in that last game, a few times we did miss out a little bit on having a specialist keeper. But Graham Swan, get this guy back in the England side. He's taken 2 for none so far. He can't do any worse than Rashid, who got absolutely smacked around by Pakistan in the recent Test series. But I think Swan has he's retired. I'm not sure if he's retired from all forms of cricket or just international cricket. But yeah, he's definitely not playing for England anymore. So a bit of a slow start here for Sussex. But we've got Matty Matcham in, who I've put the kiss of death on him. I was just going to go and talk him up and say how much I like him, but yeah, he just goes and doesn't get me anything. So it is really down, I guess, to Joyce, as we've actually gone off for rain, which kind of could be a bit of a blessing in disguise, considering how we have been going. Only lost 4 overs, which isn't too bad. But hopefully Joyce and Rory Hamilton-Brown can bat us through to somewhat of a decent total. But one thing I do like about, I guess, this county career that I have played so far is that the pitches, and I'm not sure if it's just because it's in England, but the pitches, a lot of them are very competitive wickets that aren't going to offer, it's not as though offer is probably the wrong word. It's not as though they have a lot for the batsmen in there. Like, you can still go and score runs, as Ed Joyce has done all season. I think in the 2 games so far, the 2 county championship games, he's picked up 200s, and that's because he is a class batsman. He can go and get the job done when needed. But you are playing a lot of the time on pitch conditions that are less than 5, sometimes even less than 3 from the get-go. I mean, like this one here, from day 1, pitch condition of 2. It's not spinning a whole lot at the moment, but probably as the game wears on, it is going to start to spin a lot more. But it is good because it really allows you to try and put, I guess, a bit more emphasis on your batting and really try and go and score some runs. Especially when you're batting first, like we are here, you really want to go and get started, get set, and just try and get some runs on the board, because you know the pitch is going to get worse as the game goes on. And if you have the good bowlers, like we do have, like I'm pretty impressed with our bowlers so far, the way they have gone. I think in both games, they took 20 wickets in each, which is a very impressive stat. To go and do that. So we definitely have the bowlers. We got the firepower in that department. It really is now just backing it up with the bat and getting some runs on the board, which I think with Wright and Pryor back, along with obviously Joyce, Matty Matcham, who I talked about, Hamilton-Brown's always good for a few runs, Yardy, there is plenty there that we can go and obviously get something going. So hopefully, Andre Adams, why are you doing this to me, man? My fellow New Zealand, I don't even know what I'm going to say. My fellow New Zealander, I guess, Andre Adams. He's actually played, I think he's played a lot now. I'm not sure if he's still playing, because I know he is coaching. I think he's the bowling coach of our Auckland side now. But yeah, he played over there so much that he basically just got an English residency and he didn't class as an overseas player, which is always good. Especially, I guess, for those county sides, because you can have, I think it's 2 overseas players I think you can have in the county championship. Or I think it's 2. Magoffin, or however you say it, I have heard it pronounced before, because they were talking it up. He was the guy that Australia were going to bring in potentially for the Ashes when things weren't really going their way. But yeah, it didn't end up happening, and blah, blah, blah. But I can't remember what I was going to say now. I cannot remember what I was going to say. He is one of my overseas players, because technically he is an Australian. Well, he is an Australian. There's no technicality. God, I can't believe I got that out. I got it out at second attempt about it. So I was hoping we could go and maybe push towards 300. But 6 wickets for Andre Adams so far this tournament. And hopefully we can go and, I guess, just pick up those quick wickets. Khan, who played for me in the first game, he was impressive. He took, I think, about 8 in the second innings for me. So he's not playing today because Stevie Boy is back. I think it's Steve. Is it Steve? Who is it? What's his first name? Let's have a look. It is Steve. Wow, that is a coincidence. Stevie, well done. I'm happy with that. I'm happy I got that. But, yeah, really want this pitch to try and start turning. Really want to get the likes of Panesar. And we do have a lot of spinning all-rounders when you look at the side. I mean, you've got Nash, right can bowl a bit of seam up, Yardy, Hamilton Brown. I mean, not the greatest player, not the greatest spin players in the world, but part-timers that I guess can go and get you a job done, just bowl you a few overs, which is all I'm really asking for. I'm not asking for them to go out and be a frontline bowler for me, just a guy who can go and I guess make up a few overs down the other end, just to give the seamers a weird bit of a break. But Nottinghamshire for me, I don't know if it is still the case, but for me, when I've seen their sides, their county sides, they have always been an incredibly, incredibly strong side for me. And I think that is still the case. I mean, obviously Michael Lum, who I think has played T20 for England, or he's played something for England, I'm not quite sure. Hales, who is the 2020 player, he's their best 2020 player. You got Stuart Broad, you got Samit Patel. I'm just trying to think who else is in there from memory. Like, they do have a very good side. I'm not sure if it's as good now as it used to be, but they used to have a very, very good side. So I think we might even potentially get through 2 days' play here, which would be incredible. In the 10-minute allotment that we have. James Taylor's another one. England player, England one-day player, England test player. I guess it's kind of like Yorkshire at the moment. Yorkshire's like filled with international players, just big time. David Hussey, man, it is tough. Overseas player, I believe Huss would be. We need a breakthrough. We need something. Beautiful. Just what I needed. Ask for the breakthrough and you get it. I didn't think it was that easy in this game, but maybe it is. Spin not really working for me, which is a little bit of a shame. I was really hoping that Panesar could get a bit of turn, but maybe in the second innings, because if we can contain Nottinghamshire and keep them to, if we can keep them to a reasonable score and have a lead, a 70, 80 run lead going into that second innings, which at the moment is looking pretty good. That's maybe being a bit generous to this Notts batting lineup because they are still 150 behind with just 5 wickets left in hand. So if we could go and do that and I guess just put a lot of pressure on the side as well. So hopefully we can go and do that. I should really stop bowling this Aon guy because he's bowled like 15 overs straight and he's going to be absolutely knackered. And I don't want to lose him because he has been going. He's bowled a lot. I don't know. I think he did come on his first change. I think he may have potentially bowled those 17 overs on the trot. So that is a very good effort. There's a big wicket. James Taylor goes there for 30. We're down into the bowlers now. Stuart Broad. So hopefully we can go. And as I said, if we can keep it to about 70 or 80 runs ahead, it is going to put us in a very good position going forward on day 3 and day 4. So hopefully, come on boys, what are we doing? Let's get some wickets. Let's get into it. Let's go. Let's. It's not happening. It is just not happening for us. These two are putting on. They're ruining my plans, my glorious, glorious plans that I had to try and get a big lead going into day 3 and day 4. But it's looking as though we probably won't pick it up going in, as I said, to day 3. We're just got to make sure we don't go over for time here because we must be cutting it fine. I've actually got my timer up here, and we may or may not be able to get through day 2. We are going to be pushing it quite a lot. The new ball's available, and we're just going to bowl a couple of overs with this, and then we are going to wrap it up. Actually, while we are bowling with this, I am going to wrap it up here. Do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter. Links to that can be found down below in the description. Hope you guys have had a good weekend so far. Make sure you tune in later today. FIFA 16, Wellington Phoenix career mode. Make sure you